Attention all wrestling fans, get ready for the ultimate fan experience at the WCBS WrestleMania Fan Meetup in Los Angeles, California from March 30th through April 2nd. This event will bring together the biggest event in wrestling and your favorite podcast, as well as diehard fans from all over the world. This is the perfect opportunity for fans to connect and celebrate their love of the sport as well as their love of us. So mark your calendars, grab your tickets, and get ready to suck it and join us live. Don't miss out on the ultimate fan experience of the WCBS WrestleMania Fan Meetup weekend in LA. And if you're not a wrestling fan, there will be other YouTube creator events, including a trip to the brand new Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios. So listen to World Class Bullshitters Live for more updates, and for more information, email worldclassbs@mail.com. Thebestmail.com, jabroni.
The following is a World Class Bullshitters exclusive.
What is the number one problem choking the sanity out of everyday normal life? Survey says identity politics. Unless you're dead or a Martian, there's no doubt you've interacted with these special kinds of people. You know, the ones who use the virtue signal harder than Gotham uses the bat signal. They're the type of people who claim not to be racist by drawing attention to themselves through a cause. The type of people who look for validation on the internet. They're everywhere, but when they infect our entertainment, they're the worst. Their silliness is amplified like a shitty radio tower, and it spreads like cancer. One of our sickest IPs is Star Wars. The once former iconic series has fallen by the wayside over the last decade. I don't know what happened over the last 10 years, but since late 2012, Star Wars has been different, in a bad way. One of the biggest changes to Star Wars is the lack of faith. No, that's not it. What's actually disturbing is Star Wars' lack of vision. There's no direction, it's just a bunch of monkeys flinging poo at the wall. Very little stuck. What did was damaging beyond repair. One nasty turd stuck to the wall, and that turd was identity politics. The definition of identity politics is quite simple, yet very complex. According to Google, identity politics is the political approach wherein people of a particular race, nationality, religion, gender, or sexual orientation, social background, social class, or other identifying factor develop political agendas that are based upon these identities. Entertainment is supposed to unite people. It creates the shared experience that unifies us. No matter where you come from, no matter what you look like, who you sleep with, or what you believe, it doesn't matter. Everyone is there to experience the same thing. Everyone is on the same ride. Everyone is on the same journey. The journey is supposed to relate to us on that deeper level. Sharing experiences, for most of us, a very natural desire. Scientifically speaking, our brains are wired to form social connections and empathize with others, and most of us have had that moment when someone's laughter makes us laugh, or their enthusiasm and curiosity draws us closer. According to a recent study from Psychological Science, sharing experiences, even with complete strangers, makes us rate those experiences as more meaningful. In addition to being good for our mental health and emotional health, shared experiences also foster empathy and are linked to good physical and cognitive health. In simpler terms, we're happier together than we are apart. We've all had shared experiences that confirm this. The Avengers isn't my favorite movie, but it is the best theater-going experience I've ever had. Me and a friend attended the then complete MCU marathon. Back then, it was just 6 movies. When Iron Man started, the theater was just that, a theater full of people. By the time the Avengers rolled around, we were on a journey together. The laughter, the excitement, the high fives. It was so crazy we couldn't hear the puny God line. It was glorious. We didn't want to leave. We kept wanting to talk about what we just saw and what was next. Over a decade later, I still remember how that felt. It used to feel good to talk about Star Wars. People would come together to quote the films, act out lightsaber duels, bitch about the special editions. It was amazing. It was a shared experience that brought us together. Star Wars used to be like the Force.
The Force?
The Force is what gives the Jedi his power. It's an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us and penetrates us. It binds the galaxy together.
Then Disney bought the brand and tried to make it more modern by adding a pinch of feminism and identity politics, and poof, garbage. It's like putting ketchup on a steak or arsenic in your oatmeal. It just doesn't stop. After years of strong female characters that have everything handed to them because adversity is sexist, or token minority characters that go nowhere, Star Wars has finally found a way to top itself. Pronouns, pal. You're all aware of the modern pronoun problem. When you see it in a profile, it's the fastest way to help you weed out the idiots. Or as they say elsewhere, the red flag. There's no doubt you have an opinion on pronoun madness. There's a time and place for everything, and a Star Wars fan site used to help index the entire universe isn't a place for pronoun warfare. But alas, it is. The unofficial Star Wars encyclopedia, Wikipedia, announced they're going to add pronoun usage for their character pages. The outlet tweeted, "You may have noticed a new field popping up in the info boxes lately. We are now listing character pronouns. It is important to keep in mind that pronouns do not necessarily reflect gender, and by doing this we will be more accurate and respectful," they reasoned. They included screenshots of Commander Cody's page that show his gender as male and his pronouns as he, him. Making it clear this change has nothing to do with being accurate, the outlet decided to list Anakin Skywalker's pronouns as she, her at the request of a Twitter user. The site would also respond to requests from Twitter users to list Grand Admiral Thrawn's pronouns as they, them, and Luke Skywalker's to they, he. In the case of Admiral Thrawn, the user making the request said it would be for fun and to upset the dude bros. This user asking for Luke Skywalker wrote, "Need Luke Skywalker to have they, he pronouns for at least 1 second." Despite clearly lying about wanting to be accurate, the outlet's Twitter account would double down on the lie, responding to one user writing, "Pronouns are a very normal part of everyday life. Having this field allows us to convey information in a more accurate manner." The outlet also indicated that they block those critical of their lies and embrace the rejection of the truth. They tweeted, "As always, hate has no place here. Harmful comments and bigotry will result in a block." Now, the rest of this article wants to use religion to justify their opinions, which loses me. Even if I was raised a certain way, I don't believe in hiding behind it because I don't like something. That's just lazy. The pronoun thing is dumb, but using religion is a losing battle. Not everyone believes the same thing. Work harder to justify your stance. In a moment, we'll use science to justify ours. So the pronoun thing is pointless, stupid, arbitrary, tiresome, pointless, ridiculous, pointless.
Stupid, worthless, no good, goddamn freeloading son of a bitch, retarded, big mouth, know-it-all asshole.
Damn, John, calm down. There's no point to what Wikipedia is doing. If anything, they're trying to get people talking about Star Wars a month out before The Mandalorian. No one cares about Star Wars right now. The merchandise doesn't sell, the shows aren't selling Disney+, but the cost of production is going up and Lucasfilm desperately needs some free press, so they figure outrage will do. We know it won't, it never does. Isn't it sad that Star Wars needs to stoop this low? This is Star Wars! Before Disney, the world would stop for a new Star Wars release. George Lucas knew how to make a home video release feel like a theatrical event. This pronoun thing makes Star Wars feel like a joke. As you know, the fans don't like this, it's too political, and it creates division in the fan base. On Twitter, fans are taking this to the next level. Rian Johnson, the director of The Last Jedi, the preferred Star Wars film of those who don't like Star Wars, had his pronouns changed to man and baby, which is perfect. Maybe I will change my stance on all of this. Nah. Wikipedia didn't like this and shot back by saying this. "Harassing others is not okay. Many people have taken it upon themselves to target and attack Wikipedia editors over the addition of pronouns to the character info box, and we condemn those who choose to attack others. Star Wars is for everyone. Harassers will be blocked." But if Star Wars is for everyone and you're blocking people from Star Wars, oh god. It's just like these types of people to block someone they disagree with. Positive reacts only? Well, I hope you like Simon and Garfunkel because you're about to get intimately acquainted with the sound of silence. Identity politics do not belong in Star Wars. They're antithetical to its existence. According to the Center for Independent Study, society becomes vulnerable to identity politics deployment by those whose agenda is to undermine interests they deem to have power, whether political, social, or financial, that is denied to a minority and deemed to be used against their interests. In the present time, to run a political platform on the grounds that one is black or a member of any other race that has been historically a victim of racism and discrimination is highly effective as a way of orienting political action. It has become clearly apparent that among a certain section of society, and notably in calling such as the mass media, academia, and of course politics, there is no faster or more certain way to gain approval of one's peers than by announcing one's anti-racism. And to do with such a degree of ostentation and vulgarity that would be considered shocking in any other field of activity is considered quite normal and acceptable. According to more research I've found, there could be another explanation. Transgender OCD, which is also referred to as gender identity OCD. It's a condition that causes intense obsession over your gender identity. Once gender-intrusive thoughts take root in your mind, fear, stress, concern, and anxiety overwhelm your body. These emotions trigger you to engage in a certain routine, ritual, or behavior to relieve your mind from intrusive thoughts. Any attempts to think about your true identity are usually accompanied by fear, doubt, and uncertainty, leading to more obsessions and compulsions. Often this becomes a never-ending cycle of OCD that causes mental health problems such as depression from the social occupational impact of the condition. It seems like the people running Wikipedia suffer from this. It sounds like a generation of people on the internet suffer from this. Our entertainment is governed by this and it's tearing us apart. As stated at the beginning, entertainment is all about the shared experience, and according to Mr. Spock,
the needs of the many outweigh
the needs of the few.
or the one?
Under the definition of identity politics, segregation occurs organically. It's a calculated strategy that backfired in Star Wars' face. Lucasfilm tried to cater to the identity politics of the day and craft individual experiences to maximize dollars from the fans. But in the case of Star Wars, it backfired and turned people off. Now, many years later, Star Wars is so desperate to move the needle again that little events like this online are an attempt to get people to sign up for Disney Plus and watch The Mandalorian in support. It won't work. Outrage marketing failed Star Wars for the last time, and the last time was 10 times ago. This is insanity, folks, but I want to know what you think. I just laid out what I think. 3 questions for today. 1. Have you ever used Wikipedia? 2. How do you feel about adding pronouns to Wikipedia? And 3. What are Kylo Ren's pronouns? I would list them as douche and bag, but that's just me. I want to know what you guys think. So folks, thank you for watching. Make sure you guys have that bell notification turned on to all. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel, and make sure you go over to patreon.com/WorldClassBS if you want some more. We have over 1,000 hours of content, back catalog, and we're always adding more things. Videos, commentaries, behind the scenes look at the channel, toy reviews, and a whole lot more. Click the link in the description to get that. You deserve it. Treat yourself. Star Wars has been pretty bad, so you should get yourself something nice that'll make you happy. WCBS on Patreon will do just that. Well, folks, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go not to Wikipedia anymore. You know, back in college, Wikipedia was my go-to for Star Wars. But when they put all this extra unnecessary stuff in it, it isn't my go-to anymore because they're focused on that, the identity politics, over the Star Wars. And I didn't sign up for identity politics. I signed up for Star Wars. It's what I want, not identity politics. So, folks, thank you for watching. Be smart, be safe, be cool. Be on the lookout for our WrestleMania meetup. Make sure you come out and hang out with us. But always be excellent to each other. Thanks for watching today's video. Yes, it's over, but don't cry because there's more. A lot more from World Class Bullshitters. And there's only one way to get it. Hit that subscribe button below. When you do that, you'll get notifications and updates from World Class Bullshitters every time we go live. Basically, you won't miss anything. And if there's one thing I hate, it's FOMO. But the thing most people hate more than FOMO is fear of missing out on World Class Bullshitters because there's just some things you can't undo. So folks, do yourselves a favor and never miss anything from World Class Bullshitters. One last thing before you go, hit the thumbs up button. Not for our egos, no, they're big enough as this, but it does help us fight the algorithm here and, well, it's man versus machine, and that's the real fight. But if that's not your battle, that's okay. There's one last way you can help WCBS, and that's going over to shopwcbs.com, picking up a t-shirt, a beer glass, a sweatshirt, a poster, all sorts of ways to back WCBS. The difference between us and other YouTube channels is I'm the artist that makes all this stuff, so if you enjoy art beyond t-shirts, you can even read our comic books. We got it all. We're called the epitome of pop culture for a reason, and no, again, it's not for our egos. So folks, make sure you're involved with every aspect of World Class Bullshitters, not just for us, but do it for yourself. We're making the change in entertainment everybody out there wants to see. And a special thank you goes out to all of our wonderful patrons who make this content possible. Go to patreon.com/WorldClassBS to get involved and help out the channel.